What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the Horny Goat. I have Heather and I have Trek. This is not the usual football stream that we do or something that we would do on Friday night. Usually we have Horny Goat GM mode. Unfortunately, Connor had to be out of town, so he could not run the stream. He's the only one that has 2K23. That being said, I am buying 2K24. I'm going to try it out. So we are going to we're going to talk about the Elimination Chamber. We're not going to talk about, we'll talk a little bit about the weekly shows based on the build. I don't care what happened with Braun Breaker tonight or anything. I mean, we might touch on it. I didn't even see it's his debut. If you've not seen him wrestle before, I mean, I don't even know how the crowd reacted to him. Apparently the crowd loved him from what I seen. The reactions and stuff, but we'll see about that. Did you watch a press and Trek, did you watch a press event last night? Or have you
No, I fell asleep early.
The WrestleMania one was so fucking good. This one was okay. It was not... I think they're going to do these things from here on, but I don't think they need to do them for every single event. I think the Big Four would be a good idea. And what I mean by press event is how they just come out on stage. It's Triple H usually trying to hype each match by having the fans or the competitors actually show up and cut promos on each other. Fucking this, to me, the way that Triple H is doing things is good for wrestling today because that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this. I don't take much stock, and Heather knows this, in wrestling entrances. I know they're needed, but I don't take stock in them. In this case, I do. What the fuck are you... Are you in a fucking goddamn cavity or something?
No, I dropped something on the floor. I had to pick it up.
Are you still picking it up? Are you having troubles picking this thing up, or?
No, I got it.
You sure? Because it's still making that fucking noise.
Yep, I got it.
So, are you done?
Yeah.
So, where was I at when I got distracted by your rapper fiasco?
You're saying that you don't put much stock into wrestling entrances.
I don't put much stock into the wrestling entrances, but in this case I do. I actually enjoyed the way they do it, especially at WrestleMania press event, and I think that this should only be the Big Four that they do this with. I don't think they need to do it with every... Unless it's in another country... That I understand. So you'll probably see one. Did they do one in Germany, or are doing?
They're scheduling one in Germany, I believe.
I know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like summer.
Okay. So like that, they've never had a pay-per-view event over there. The premium live event over there. So they're building the... And I like what they're doing with the Elimination Chamber. I did not like the press event because it was bad. The biggest star that they have was put front and center. I'm sorry. I'm not buying Rhea Ripley at all. I don't hate Rhea Ripley. I do not understand... What has she done? Has she been featured? She keeps on saying this is my division, but she never wrestles. This is the problem that I have with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
They have built a paper champion. Look, they made a paper champion look strong. That's what Triple H did. I don't hate Rhea Ripley. I really don't. But come on, man. Think about it. Think about it. What has she done with that title to elevate it? What has she done with that title to elevate herself? She's already at the pinnacle. But what has she done to say, my God, this woman is the next big thing? She's not. She's going to be leaving WWE in probably like 2-3 years. She's only there to... And I know she loves wrestling. I don't like her gimmick. It makes no sense to me. They should just leave Rhea... At first I got it, which I liked that Rhea Ripley. Because it was a... What was the look, Heather?
It was a goth look.
It was... And this look that she has now is a cross between Mad Max and fucking Apocalypse... what's that movie? Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Look, I just don't like that. That's too much for me. The way that she was in NXT when she first got to WWE, that's the Rhea Ripley that we all need. Whether people want to fucking believe it or not. That's the Rhea Ripley we should have. She's better than the one I'm seeing now. That's all I'm saying. I don't buy her. I don't get it. Io Sky, I mean, same thing. I can argue the same point with Io Sky. They don't do anything too much with the women's division. I mean, they're trying with younger stars, but like the women's champions are never featured. They never have a match ever. Like, makes no sense to me, man. It doesn't. Build them fucking titles up. They haven't done nothing with either title. When Charlotte and Becky and Sasha were doing their feud thing, back and forth, they meant something. They were fighting over something. Now it's just, well, let's hold the title for a year and a half and do nothing with it. That's the women's division right now. It's every fucking champion has had a long run with the title. Or it seems long anyway. Your thoughts, Trek?
Yeah, I agree. They barely represent those championships. It's the Roman Reigns effect. It's just the same thing with him. He barely wrestles.
Well, so Roman Reigns, I'm going to tell you right now, Roman Reigns is a different animal. And I'll say this why. Rhea Ripley's on a segment, or mentioned maybe in a segment, and that's it. Roman Reigns, he's referenced every 10 minutes. He is referenced. It's, if you watch the shows weekly, that's what they do. They don't. Rhea Ripley has a spot on the show. And she's the face of the company on the women's side because who's there now? I mean, Becky's there, but she's not a champion. Triple H is trying to feature his champions. Io Sky hasn't wrestled in, I think, in like 2 months. It's like, build something.
Yeah.
Feature them more, reference them. With Judgment Day, you could reference Rhea Ripley. I mean, they do say her name, but they don't mention her like frequently, like they do Roman. Like if there's a match going on between Cody and fucking Solo Sikoa, they reference Roman Reigns like 55,000 times.
Yeah.
They mention Rhea Ripley. We know who Rhea Ripley is. But nobody cares. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm?
I get it.
I'm not shitting on Rhea Ripley. I think they could turn women's wrestling around if they just gave a shit. And I'm not saying that Triple H doesn't give a shit. It just seems that we got to feature them. We'll have them do a 10-minute segment, and that's it. We won't reference her the same that we reference Roman. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I think the bigger problem is that they have been a company so long that there is only one face of the company, and that one face is Roman.
I think Triple H is trying to, but he's just not having any luck. But let's get into the Elimination Chamber. So there's four matches plus the Kickoff Show. So the Women's Tag Team Championships will be defended on the Kickoff Show. And then the Undisputed Tag Team titles are on the line. The WWE Women's World Championship is on the line. And then you have the 2 chamber matches. That's 5 matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they have a segment with Grayson Waller, with the Cody and Seth, which I think something might possibly happen in that segment, but we'll get to it when we get to it. So we're going to start off with the Elimination Chamber match. Or no, I'm sorry. This is the women's tag team match. This is on the Kickoff Show. This hasn't had much of a build. Candace, LaRae, and Indi Hartwell beat... Who was it again, Trek?
Oh, I think it was Kaden Carter and
Katana
Chance to beat.
Thank God, because them two, I just don't care.
They're 98 pounds soaking wet, each of them.
Well, Kaden Carter is good. I cannot stand... I applaud her for being able to be the first person to complete the men's American Ninja as a woman, or whatever the fuck she did.
The Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, I know, but she completed it. I think she completed the men's circuit, or whatever. So WWE, she's like a fucking spider monkey, is what she is. She is. And she just too small, man. She's 98 pounds soaking wet. Again, I don't hate her. I think she has a character. I wish she was maybe 30 pounds heavier. I might give a shit. I don't know.
WWE brought her in more because of the fact that she was dating Ricochet at the time.
Well, maybe that's how they got Ricochet to come there.
He was there before her.
No, I think they were there at the same time. But either way, this match here, not saying it's going to happen, but let's keep in mind Indi Hartwell I think she's from Australia.
Yes.
Yep.
Either that or New Zealand, which is all one and the same. So Indi Hartwell, they may pull the trigger on this. I don't think it's happening. I think they're doing something more. You look at this faction.
I was just going to say, given what's going on with this faction right now, it's very well possible Bayley may fuck things up.
Yep, I was going to say Bayley may screw everything over.
That could be. I don't think... We'll see. Because Dakota Kai is also... She's from New Zealand, so she's from the area. That's where she got her start, was in Australia. So she may... But they may do something to the point it might not be Bayley. because Bayley is not with them anymore. Bayley is now a baby face and feuding with Damage Control.
Which is why I'm saying what I said. Because it makes more sense.
But I think something's going to happen in this match, but I think it's going to be Dakota Kai turning on Bayley.
You mean Io Sky and...
No. So Dakota Kai is the outlier right now. It was Kairi Sane, it was Io Sky...
Kairi
Sane, no.
Yeah.
It was Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bayley started Damage Control.
Yep.
So, and then Asuka joined.
And then Kairi Sane returned.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at the WWE right now and their top champions on SmackDown, right?
Yeah.
They're all champions. All three of them are Japanese. All three of them are in a faction. They hold all of the gold. If you're going to build a faction, this is how you build a faction. Right here. Look at it.
Yep.
That, when they brought back Kairi Sane, I knew where they were going with Damage Control. It was going to be these three young women who I said they need to get these three together and have and it's people have been clamoring for it. Put these three women in a faction? Are you kidding me? They were a faction in fucking Japan. And then it was
Underground.
Io Shirai, her sister, Kairi Sane, and her sister and Asuka were all in a fucking faction at one point.
Yeah.
Just saying. I think the Kabuki Warriors, and don't ask me why they're named the Kabuki Warriors. It makes no sense. I think that they will retain. Bayley will then get turned on by all four of them, which makes Bayley's story better. They haven't done anything with it. She won the fucking Royal Rumble. They have a real chance with Bayley. Are they going to pull the trigger again? I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, the Indi, Hartwell, and Candace LaRae, I think, it is what it is. What do you guys think?
I mean, I'd like to see Dakota Kai turn on there, but they just announced a tag team match for Dakota Kai and Bayley versus the Kabuki Warriors, which I think is next week. That's where I think Dakota Kai is going to turn on them and join up with the.
You're right. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
That's why I think it's going to be Bayley that comes out and fucks up their match.
But I don't think they're losing. I think they're going to hold the titles until... And I hear what you're saying. I don't think any one of them are going to lose their titles until WrestleMania.
Yeah. And also, I think that those women's tag team championships need to go. They're not worth anything. They're paperweights. Like we've been saying, they're giant paperweights. They're not worth shit.
No.
Get rid of them and bring in that...
They're trying to... I give Triple H, because this is where I give Triple H credit. He's trying to build a division. And it's gotten better. My issue is they have the Undisputed and they're still showing both the red and the blue belt.
Yeah.
Just do the same thing with the men's tag team division and just have them go from show to show.
Yep.
Stop with the fucking bullshit. Unless you're going to split. I've always said one tag team is fine.
Yeah, have them float.
One tag team division is fine. Why? Because I don't give a fuck about tag teams, to be honest with you. I don't.
Yeah.
The only thing that tag teams are good to me for are to break them up. Have one turn heel, one turn baby face.
Yeah.
Yes, you have that two or three teams that are really, really good, and then you mix in, you have a feud. You don't need 55,000 fucking tag teams.
No.
You don't. I understand why people like tag team wrestling. I just don't care for it. It's a story building. What's that word I'm looking for, Heather? It's that story building block. I think it's something to that effect.
Mechanism.
Yeah, it's a story building mechanism. Thank you. That's all tag teams are to me. The titles mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
They can be there, but I don't care about them.
It's also the fact that a couple months ago there was that big rumor that they were testing out in the ring the presentation of new titles or something. That's like, but we haven't seen shit with them. It's like, I don't know what the problem is, unless they're going to do something at Mania where they say this is the new tag titles combined. This is what you're fighting for at Mania. That's about it. But it's like,
I'm sorry, I'm making faces over here. I just took a drink. Me and Heather got some of that. Me and Heather got some of that Poppy. It's that new soda. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Nah.
Oh my god. Well, I bought 9 of them, and she just handed me one flavored ginger lime, and it tastes like.
It's real ginger. That's why.
It tastes like. All right, it's an acquired taste. I don't hate it, but your first initial taste of it is, I wonder if this is what assholes taste like. But it's not bad. It's not bad. How do you see this going?
I see Bayley trying to screw him over, and it backfires on her because I think is it Kyrie, and it's Kyrie to Asuka, right, in the match?
Yes.
Okay, so I see I actually see Io attacking Bayley to stop her from interfering, and then they just beat the shit out of her afterwards.
But why would Bayley interfere?
Because they attacked her and
I'm
screwed him over.
Now, there's a reason I'm asking this question, but go ahead.
They screwed her over, and she's finally got fed up because she revealed a couple weeks ago, like you said, it was Triple H and Batista all over again, where it was revealed that she knew exactly what they were saying all the time.
Trek, we all know the feud. We talked about the feud. The feud. I'm not talking about the feud to WrestleMania. Why would she Why would she interfere in this match?
To screw him over to get revenge.
Why?
Because they attacked her a couple weeks ago.
I'm asking this for a specific reason.
And he just answered as you were talking, so shut up and listen.
So go ahead.
Because they screwed her over a couple weeks ago, so it's to get revenge. And the best revenge would be the cost of their titles.
Now, my question to you is that a babyface thing to do? When is the last time you've ever seen a babyface interfere in a match to screw someone over? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see Bayley interfering. I see her showing up.
Which is all she would have to do to distract them enough.
Okay, that I can understand, but I don't think they're gonna lose the titles.
No.
She may afterwards, right? She may afterwards, after the match is over, interfere or go after Io Sky or whatever. Dakota Kai shows up and they tease the turn, which they've been teasing it, but you got to build on it. I don't think Bayley is going to. You can't. This is an old moniker. It's a Jim Cornette thing. Why is the babyface doing heel things? It don't work in wrestling. The only way it works is if you're a tweener. And if that's what they're doing with Bayley, it makes no sense. because she is clearly a babyface.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai, I could see it. But this is why this match shouldn't be here. It should be it should be at WrestleMania. And then night 2. You get what I'm going. I know why.
Yeah.
I know what they're building to. But I'm not saying Bayley doesn't show up, but I don't think that she's interfering in the match at all. And the Kabuki Warriors will retain because Candace LaRae will take the pin. Who do you see taking the pin?
Candace.
Definitely isn't going to be Indi Hartwell.
Yeah.
I mean, I see Asuka before I see Indi Hartwell taking the pin. It's her home country. She's going to look...
Yeah.
They're going to make... Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to make her look like a fucking star.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Kairi Sane and Asuka are in this match for, is to start getting... Look at her! Indi Hartwell has a size. She's a very attractive young lady. She can work. I've seen it.
Yeah.
She's really good. I think
yeah.
she has potential to be really good. Australia pulled some doozies, man.
Yeah.
This young lady and Dakota Kai, who I think is actually really good.
Grayson
Waller, he's got a ways to go. He's
Yeah, but he's still young. He's
okay. He's pretty good. Huh?
They can afford to take their time with Grayson Waller. He's still young enough.
He's 32.
Yeah, but he's younger than a lot of the other guys.
Well,
I mean, they don't have to
not
rush
that
him,
much.
so I mean,
Not
it's
that
like they don't
much
have to rush
younger.
him.
Not that much younger. They need to hurry the fuck up with him. Is he?
Have him go attack. Have him go yell at some more reporters. That'd be awesome.
That was Austin Theory.
That was us.
No, Grayson did that a couple weeks ago too.
I know. I don't care. Heather, what do you? Who do you? So do you have Kabuki Warriors or do you have Candace LaRae? And I mean, I'd pull the trigger.
I would too.
I'd pull the trigger.
Oh my God, it's basement.
Oh, thanks, fuck nut. I gotta fix it. I'm just kidding. I'll have you fix it.
I was gonna say I'm better at it.
How's it going, man?
Oh, it goes, man. It goes.
I'm gonna let Heather fix the camera. I will be right back.
All right. I'll be listening to most of everything because I have literally
so
zero.
Basement, we're talking about the kickoff match. Who do you think's going to Kabuki Warriors or Indi Hartwell and Candace LaRae?
Oh God. It's gonna be. It's a kickoff, right? Like,
yeah.
Who gives a shit? To be honest, but I think they're just gonna go with the hometown girl because
Indi.
of hometown. Yeah. Like, guys, what else are you gonna do in a kickoff? Nothing really. Like, it's. I don't know. They haven't gotten to the point where the kickoff shows really matter to me. Also, I have no idea what the rest of the storyline that they're going with. I don't really care.
Well,
Go ahead.
Right now, the whole storyline is more about the Kabuki Warriors, Damage Control, and Bayley than it is Indi Hartwell and Candace LaRae.
So Indi Hartwell and Candace LaRae just won a number one contenders match. They needed a match for the kickoff shows, so Triple H is like, fuck it, we'll just do this here. So he put and Indi Hartwell is from Australia, so I mean it is in Australia, and I'm like,
oh wait, it's a championship match.
Yes.
That changes.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so I don't think Indi Hartwell and Candace LaRae will win, but I think they'll dominate most of the match.
well, they're gonna. Well, I think they're just gonna make Indi Hartwell look like a superstar.
I don't need to do much, honestly, for her.
She's pretty good in the ring. I don't mind her. And I said this before you got on here. You probably heard what I said, but I think they're gonna try. They're gonna try to build. Look at her. She can talk. She doesn't She isn't like Becky Lynch where she fucking mouth breathes while she fucking talks.
And she doesn't look like she's sucking on a fucking warhead before she talks.
And she has the size, and she's another one of those that they can build around. She's young. She's only like 29. 28,
yeah.
29. They've got Tiffany Stratton, she's bigger than Bianca.
Yeah.
Hey.
Bianca Belair. She's bigger than Bianca Belair. I mean physically, she is bigger, and I don't mean fat bigger. I mean she is
more muscle mass than Bianca.
She's more ripped,
She makes Bianca look small. Yep. I'm going to say that right now. So, but she's very athletic. And then you've got Kairi Sane. You can build around Bayley and Becky. And Charlotte, when she gets back, they have an opportunity with the women's division. They're just not doing anything with it, which really frustrates me.
Well, that's why I hope that rumors of the mid-card title being introduced at Mania are true, because I think they could go really far with the mid-card title, like a women's Intercontinental Championship.
If they do debut it, then that's fine.
Yeah.
The problem is they don't have enough women.
Okay, get rid of one of the world championships and just have
get rid of the fucking tag titles.
Okay, honestly, like the women's division should be smaller and it should be filled with elite talent, and they should not have tag titles. They should have main championship, mid card, and then maybe if they have enough talent to do it, like another mid card or something. Because right now, like they add people that aren't good enough to wrestle, so that they can have a tag division.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. I do. I just saying they do have an opportunity. And I do agree, and I said they didn't need them. But like I said, I personally, you know what I think of tag teams. I think they're meant to be broken up. They're meant to build a feud. Like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, which didn't really turn out to much of a feud, but that's the premise upon which, and I agree with Vince McMahon's premise. His premise was, I'm gonna have a tag team title just to make it look, you have to have somebody, you have to give it some relevance, right? They did a lot of tag teams, but they did nothing about building the tag team division.
They never really respected tag team wrestling as what it should have been. Honestly, tag team wrestling they should have reinforced rules that are different than just singles matches.
Yes.
These the lax rules in tag team wrestling kills tag team wrestling.
Yep.
Yes, especially since they don't enforce you only have one chance to save your fucking tag partner. In any of the tag divisions, men's or women's.
If anything, tag team wrestling, the whole concept of it needs to be revamped in order to make it interesting.
Yes.
But they won't do that.
We were saying before they get rid of one of the men's tag team titles, combine them to make one. Because there was a rumor a couple of months ago that they were trying to do in the ring like this presentation of one tag team title. It's like we haven't got the unless at Mania that's what they're gonna be fighting for, just one combined title, which they should have done 3 years ago.
I don't think they're gonna do it, man. They have too much. The roster is too big.
Yes.
And they have to if you're gonna have a roster of that size, you have to give them time to be on television or wrestle in front of people. It's honestly, even if they got rid of one of the tag team belts for the men, you'd see more 3-on-3s and fucking for nothing. So it's like it wouldn't change the fact that you're still watching the same shit. It's just less belts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel they have too many as it is.
I think the fewer teams there are, the better off it is. And I mean, what I mean by that is you can have those random matches where you have tag team, they join up for a quick feud. You know what I'm saying? Like mostly heel tag teams, because to me the tag team titles is a heel concept. Why do I say that? Tag teams are meant to cheat. To be completely honest with you, I personally think that tag teams they're meant to be where people cheat. The heel's gonna cheat every single fucking time. They do it all the time, and that's the way that tag team wrestling has always been, in my eyes. Now, there's been some really good matches. What I do like is those tag team matches where there's a turn in the middle of the fucking match. In the old days, they did that. Ric Flair. Remember that fucking match where it was Arn Anderson and I can't remember whoever, but part of the Four Horsemen at the time.
Tully.
Was it Tully? They did that,
so.
And Ric Flair was angry at the Four Horsemen because, and it was to build the fucking Sting Flair fucking Great American Bash match. The Ric Flair fucking tagged me in. He was like fucking going nuts, like he wanted to kick both Arn and Tully's ass. He was yelling at him across the fucking ring, and then Sting was getting his ass beat, and he, did that whole fucking thing where he got him charged up. Sting tags him in. Ric Flair turns and beats the shit out of Sting.
Yep.
That
he did that with
is what I love about tag team wrestling.
He did that in WWE with Shawn Michaels too, where he turned on Shawn Michaels because he acted like he was so pissed off at Triple H.
That's to build the
Shawn.
retirement match feud.
Yep.
Basement, I know you were going to jump in there.
I feel like tag team wrestling requires better writing.
You are,
and it requires better production from who's producing the match, because you can throw a tag team together, a tag team match, and it's going to be fucking the same. This was the problem with the Vince McMahon's WWE era, past the Attitude Era, where it was shock and awe because multi-man matches and ladder matches and stuff was a lot of fun. Now, but up until this point, the tag team matches mean nothing because they all go to the same. Eventually, nobody cares about tagging. What if you're never going to enforce anything and both guys can stay in the ring forever? Why just do tornado tags? Yeah. And then you just might as well not do tags at all. See, because tornado tags don't tell any story that's different than one-on-one, except there's one extra person on each side.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's a way to do tag team wrestling good, and I know that Triple H has done it good in the past, so I have hopes for it moving forward. But tag team wrestling, and JP, I can see why you don't like it, because 95% of the time it's shit.
Uh-huh. I mean, so again, I didn't mind it way back in the day, but as tag team wrestling progressed, do you know what I'm saying? I kind of I've seen this. It's the same thing every fucking time, and it does.
It's always slow ass fucking. Oh, he's getting beat down. He won't allow him to tag his partner.
Yes.
And then it's I'm gonna do the slow, and then the hot tag. He's gonna come in and beat everyone's ass. It's by the numbers, always the same. It doesn't need to be.
I will say this: probably one of the better tag team matches I seen wasn't it the day Roman turned on, or Sami Zayn turned on Roman? Wasn't that a tag team match?
The thing is, the match, it's not the match that's great, it's the story, the storytelling options it gives you between, especially with factions.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can have, exactly what the Bloodline and what they did with it. They had a ton of tag teams. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Roman, Jey Uso, and fucking Roman, and it was always he's going to turn, he's going to do this. It gives you that opportunity.
Right.
But if you don't use them the way they need to be used, it's just shit. I personally would, if I was to have Raw and SmackDown, I would have had one title of every category. So one world, one IC.
I'll get to the tag team titles here in a little bit. The men's tag team titles. Because that's a match.
The match you're talking about is Owens versus Roman.
Yeah. So So anyway, my point is, I get it. Who do you think's winning this match? I think it's just a one-off.
Really don't care.
Oh, like I said, I think they're just gonna. Indi Hartwell definitely is not losing. She's not taking the pin.
They're not going to do anything.
That is one thing. If I was to go to Las Vegas, I would put money on that. A sure bet.
Also, Candace LaRae is the person who always takes the pin from everything I've ever. All the time I hear.
This is how confident I am. I'm not putting any money down. and I love Asuka. Asuka takes the pin before Indi Hartwell does. I think Kairi Sane takes the pin before Indi Hartwell does. So that just the process of elimination. It's got to be Candace LaRae. But I'm just saying, Indi Hartwell. If you're to bet in Vegas, Indi Hartwell is a for sure bet not to be pinned in this match.
They'll tell a story. I think this will be a match that tells a story in the match and only in the match. I don't think it's going to involve externals. I mean, it might involve the fucking whatever her face is, Io Sky, because she might be on the outside or something.
Well, right. Bailey, there's Heather said Bailey will interfere, and I'm like, I don't think she'll interfere.
I don't think they'll do it on the kickoff, because the kickoff, what they'll try to do is they'll make Indi Hartwell look insanely good. Like, she will come out of this match looking the best, even though her team will lose.
Correct. But I think Bailey, because they're going to have to give something to the Australians. I mean,
you might get her music hit.
This is nothing happens. So I'm going to point this out. We've been on this match for like a half hour now.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I don't mind it, because this is why I wanted to do this show. I forgot what I was going to say.
He said that they're going to want to give Australia something, but
this is their WrestleMania. But this is
the kickoff.
And I understand that, but this is their WrestleMania. We've never had a pay-per-view in Australia. Well, we did one. But this is an actual PLE before WrestleMania. So Triple H is going to do he's going to do some things here. He's not just going to have these matches as a one-off. There's going to be a storyline involved at some point, and one of them is going to be Indi Hartwell. Go ahead.
Did SmackDown take place in Australia?
No,
they filmed it last
week. It was taped. That and NXT were taped.
Yeah, that's how we found out about Shotzi's injury, because it was taped.
Which was devastating.
I mean, they might have Bailey. I mean, anything is possible in this match. It's also the fact I really don't care.
I get it. I think the intrigue of this match is really good, because it's going to create a new star. I think
it's weird because this match has, I think, more intricate outcomes than any other match on the card.
Yeah.
Yes. They're building a story to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble winner. That's where this is going to culminate. It's going to culminate next week on SmackDown. I think Dakota Kai got injured tonight by Kairi, Io, and Asuka. I didn't see what happened.
Are you saying injured with quotations?
I am saying injured with quotations.
Because, I mean, Dakota Kai...
They did a segment tonight on SmackDown where Bailey was, like, distancing herself from Dakota Kai because, she was laughing at doing the whole Batista, Triple H talking behind Batista. Right? Dakota Kai is the Ric Flair in this storyline, because you remember how Io Sky would say, or Triple H would say something to Rick, and Rick would go along with it because it's they're going to turn on their best friend. That's what they did with this story and doing with this story. It's just Dakota Kai is the Ric Flair of that story.
And also, they're going to need mouthpiece for those three. And they can speak English, but it's kind of broken English, so they're going to need Dakota Kai to be their spokesperson.
They're going to let them speak Japanese like they did
before. They've been doing the...
honestly, I prefer that.
Yeah.
Subtitles?
The subtitles.
Yeah.
They've been doing subtitles.
They've been doing it for Nakamura.
Let them fucking talk.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, they are talking.
They've been doing it for Nakamura.
Yeah,
and there's no problem with it. Like, I actually prefer if somebody has a really a thick accent, let them speak in their fucking native tongue and just put subtitles. Exactly. It sounds better all the time. And you can get the emotion of it.
Yes, that's the point. Because Shinsuke, for everything that he is doing right now, and he's the fucking one of the Cody is building his story fucking thing with, but they let him talk, and you can see the emotion when he's speaking. That's what I care about. When you're telling me a story, get involved in it.
It's so much easier for them. I mean, that's why they let Rey Mysterio mix in so much Spanish with his English, because it's easier for him.
Well, and two, he can give more emotion with it.
Yeah. Well, yes, because he doesn't have to think about the words that he's saying, because he wants to be sure he's saying the right English word for the Japanese word he wants to use.
Right. No, you're fine, and I'm totally on board with what I agree with Basement. I said it. Let them speak their native tongue, man. It's better.
I mean, look at Andrade. He is so heavily accented. And they have so many Spanish fans. Let him speak Spanish. He did a segment in Spanish.
Which is good, especially nowadays when a lot of the viewers have grown accustomed with, like, fucking, you look at Netflix, half of their content is from different places in the world. A lot of people are watching shows and movies in other languages now, as opposed to 15 years ago.
So it's caught on a lot more. They can really do something with Andrade, because he can speak English, but they're gonna build him a feud where he has to beat Santos Escobar, because them two are gonna feud, and I'm looking forward to the actual feud, and both of them speaking in the native tongue, and then, you know, every once in a while, because he can speak English, he says slowly what he really means. That I love. I'm okay with that.
Where you use that is when they're in ring, because the entire audience will be like, the fuck are these guys talking about?
Yes. Like,
well, I don't think so, because there's a lot of Spanish-speaking fans that are also in the crowd. So you'll have those Spanish fans fucking popping off like fucking bottle rockets.
But if you can do it in segments where all of a sudden you get natural reaction from the Spanish crowd because they get what they're saying, and the English people, he actually repeats what he says in English, and the crowd pops for it. It might work. It's just based on what he says, because he can't say like a fucking long promo in English. He just needs to say a few words.
Yeah, give me the Coles notes in English.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to rattle off something in Spanish and then in English go, basically, I'm going to whoop your ass.
Something like that.
Yep.
Something like that.
Sammy did that the night before Elimination Chamber last year.
Right.
I think they've done that a lot with wrestlers in audience. Because fucking Shinsuke has done that a couple times as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And he's been really good. I think he's the test dummy for it because it's working. I like it when Shinsuke interacts with the camera now. I wish he was 10, 15 years younger.
Yeah.
I think he would be huge in WWE, especially with this song.
I mean, you want to talk about test subjects? Scott Steiner has been speaking in fucking tongues his whole career.
Right?
Well, Shinsuke will be more over if they hadn't had him get beat by Jinder.
Well, whatever. It is what it is. I know why WWE did it, but it doesn't.
It was terrible.
Hey,
like
so
that was the era of WWE pandering. Is really, and it's so obvious, it's so bad, and it really hurt viewership, at least for me.
And you're still going to get that little pandering, but they're not always going to fucking...
There's like a natural way to pander. Promoting and fucking shoving someone to the fucking moon because they're Indian and terrible at everything else means nothing.
And he's not even fully Indian. He's Canadian.
Triple H and has done a decent job of not shoving somebody down my throat.
Yes.
Bianca Belair, I'm getting sick of her. But he's trying... Tiffany Stratton... What she did? Look at what she did tonight. I mean, she kicked the shit out of Liv Morgan. This
Not
woman, they put... Liv Morgan just returned. Liv Morgan is one of the biggest stars that, based on the booty watchers.
She's one of the crowd favorites.
She's one of the crowd favorites because of what she looks like. Tiffany Stratton is Liv Morgan. I wish she was that size. Because I would give a shit about Liv Morgan. I give no shits about Liv Morgan. Tiffany Stratton and Braun Breaker are the future of women's wrestling. The future.
I don't think Braun Breaker has the appropriate body parts for that.
Braun Breaker and Tiffany Stratton. Let me rephrase that. I apologize. I'm so sorry. Tiffany Stratton and
clip it.
Tiffany Stratton and Braun Breaker are the faces of the company.
The future.
I immediately imagined Braun Breaker as a woman.
Santina Marella.
Oh no!
Now Cora Jade, when she comes back, she is having some tough luck. She is actually.
Yeah.
I think they wrote her off TV this last time just because. But then she legitimately got hurt this last time. She tore her ACL. Go ahead.
Go basement.
Well, I'm not going to talk about this at all, so Trek you.
Well, Cora Jade got written off because she went to get she admitted she went to get implants, so she needed time to recover.
She wanted to get
implants, but then she came back and got hurt.
Yeah, she legitimately got, but they wrote her off storyline wise as being injured.
And Nikita just got hurt apparently too again.
Of course,
that girl can't catch a break
forever.
Yeah, I agree with
that. Like it's like. That's why I'm like Dakota Kai, man. It's like, oh my god, there's a strong wind. Stay inside, bitch. You're gonna break every bone in your body.
Tegan Knox too.
Oh yeah, Tegan Knox, man.
Tegan Knox has actually been healthy. She just hasn't been on TV because she actually was released from the company for a little bit.
But both of her legs exploded.
Yes.
I just feel that she kept getting hurt.
I think she's fine now. She's putting in now. She's putting in her work. I wish they would do something with her because she just a little something because they need to give her flowers. She is.
Yeah, I think she's gonna get a push.
What I was gonna say though is like I look at like the spectrum of women's wrestling from like the worst to the best, and for me, it like if I compare the spectrum of men's wrestling from the worst to the best, the spectrum of women's wrestling is so much smaller.
Yes.
In terms of like it's hard sometimes for me to say like, is this person that much better than that person? Because like 80% of them fall in the same clump in the middle.
They do.
Of being like,
Which is really sad because they had more fucking diversity as far as what the women could do and what the women looked like in the 80s and 90s than they do now.
Well, the problem is all the women want to be supermodels but also want to be wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's a few of them. Like Tiffany Stratton can pull it off, though. She looks like a supermodel. And she can fucking wrestle. I'm just telling you.
Well, Roxanne Perez, too.
Roxanne Perez, I wish she was a little bigger.
Yep.
Roxanne Perez. Who the fuck is that?
She's in NXT. She's
in NXT.
All of 5 foot nothing and maybe 98 pounds.
No, she's bigger than that. She's bigger than Liv Morgan. She's probably a little bit smaller than Becky. Maybe about the same size.
Basement. She was one who beat Mandy Rose.
She wasn't watching. So.
That's a while ago. Mandy Rose is fucking getting paid for her asshole pictures on the internet now. So God knows what's going on. Like, okay, so there's this typical fucking WWE women's wrestler, and they always are bad because they're always like. The glam wrestler, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, but it's always terrible. And whatever the like category of what the glam, like what glam is at the time. What's the thing that the audience like? Oh my god, we really like the way like right now. Liv Morgan. Oh, she's basically a cosplayer that can wrestle a little bit. right? Fucking
her and Zelina Vega, yeah.
Yeah, Zelina Vega, same. And then you have like people that learned how to wrestle and then stopped trying to get better.
Yeah,
I'd say like
Legend.
That's Naomi.
Naomi, Becky Lynch is in there.
Last
She
Legend.
got better as a character, but got no better in the ring.
So
Yeah.
I'm these are one of the things that I would like for me. I love doing, like the ranking the wrestlers where they should be right now, not by the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I don't care. But that's just me. I honestly think that Becky,
she's the best wrestler out of everybody in this chamber.
in this chamber, I will argue that Tiffany Stratton is better.
I don't think so.
I do.
I think Tiffany Stratton has like a higher ceiling, but
She has more,
I don't think Tiffany Stratton is gonna be able to lead a match or run a match.
I'm not saying that. I am not. I am saying that this woman has more talent in one fucking finger than probably 4 of the fucking women in this match. That's how good she is.
I think you might be overvaluing her.
Yes, I am.
I hate to say it, but
the only reason I say I am is just I'm looking future and what she could be. She's the next Charlotte. She is the next Charlotte. In fact, she is Charlotte. Why do I say that? She's 24. She's going to be around a lot longer than Charlotte is. Charlotte will be there.
What if she gets fired and turns into an OnlyFans?
She won't. She's not going anywhere.
Well, you see, you got that backwards. Because Mandy Rose was OnlyFans and then got fired.
I don't see Tiffany Stratton. Yeah, you see them, but I don't see them frequently. Like, she's doing the butt shot and stuff.
It's because you're not on Instagram.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But
she could fall victim. She might fall victim.
She could. I'm not
what
saying
they all
that
fall
she won't.
victim to.
This woman can go one of two ways. But
I could be a wrestler, or I could make $55,000 in one night from showing my asshole.
Well, that's Mandy Rose. But
yep.
that's all I'm
say
saying. I think that she could be better than everybody here at some point in her career.
That's true. I don't think Bianca Belair is getting better. She is
no. Man,
for me, Bianca Belair she's hit her plateau.
Yeah.
They either need to change her character, but it's not just that. They need to teach her how to not be a fucking dumbass in the ring. Like I hate the way she wrestles.
I don't. This woman, I watched her tonight. She sat at fucking ringside, and I know why they're having her sit at ringside, and I'm for it. It was a match between Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton, and she was sitting in her chair fucking doing this shit while the fucking match is going on.
She's riding a horse?
What the fuck are you doing? Are you riding a fucking horse?
No, she's being a typical black girl.
15-year-old hood rat. Like
she's just sitting there.
I'm dancing to the music in my head.
She sat there for fucking 5 minutes, nodding her fucking head, doing this shit.
She thinks she's on My Little Pony. I don't know.
What the fuck are you doing? You're getting ready to do a fucking mob dance or something, or what? It was fucking weird. I do not want that woman anywhere near fucking any of the titles.
I think they're going to have a big problem, too, when they bring up Jade Cargill.
Yes.
And then they basically we have Jade Cargill at home and Bianca Belair, because that's what she'll become.
Yeah.
In all honesty, they're going to push Cargill so heavily, and they've given her some time to progress. I don't know. Right now, I have no opinion. I don't think she's very good in ring. I don't know how good she's going to get. Mm-hmm. But Bianca Belair has been wrestling now in the main roster for multiple years. and she has not gotten any better at all.
Well,
she's very much by the numbers, and she doesn't understand the nuance of wrestling in ring. She doesn't understand how to sell things. Doesn't understand how to everything just looks like she's playing at wrestling.
Yes.
I don't know how else to say it.
Tonight? But she's so robotic. She stops.
It's like paint by numbers. It's paint by numbers.
She stops,
and I can't stand it.
No, but she stops, looks, then goes. You can see it every single fucking time.
Yep. It's like her mind is playing catch up to what she should be doing, and it's always going to be the same. I just
I get
character never changed. In ring never changed. If you're the same fucking person 3 years in a row and you're not at where you need to be, then that's a big problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, that is big contention for chopping block. If you are in this industry and you don't know how to not only evolve your character, but evolve yourself to be better at it within 3 years, you don't belong in the industry.
So the problem is, Heather, she's never needed to. WWE pushed her so heavily without her actually earning to be pushed, that she's then just resting on her laurels because she's like, well, I've already made it. What do I need to do? If everybody likes me and they put me in all these matches, do I really need to get better?
Right. And I see what you're saying, Alpha, but when it comes to Jade Cargill, she at least in the Rumble showed that she is trying to progress herself.
So
she will be the new version, and that makes Bianca Belair the old version, and that's going to be a harsh reality for Bianca Belair, because then she's going to need to change shit.
So for Jade Cargill, I gave her a hard time not because I was more shitting on Tony Khan.
Yes.
Than I was on Jade Cargill. He Goldberged her for no reason. When you do a Goldberg, and I'm going to say a Goldberg, you build somebody with no fucking experience who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing at all in the ring.
Which Goldberg didn't.
He knew very, very little. He knew them enough. He knew, I will give Goldberg this. When he first came up, he knew enough. You didn't need to see him in a fucking 25-minute match. Now, when he wins the world title,
that's when things have to
change. You need him to actually do something in the fucking ring, not jackhammer. What's that? Spear jackhammer.
Jackhammer.
But that's why you don't want to put someone in a position to fail, because that's what you're doing. You make them unstoppable. You give them little to no in-ring experience because all their matches are 2 seconds long. And then eventually when they get the title, they have to stop mowing people over. And then people get to see them wrestle for a bit. It's like, oh man, this is bad.
And this is why WWE loves getting people like Jade Cargill. I'm going to even go with Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton. WWE wants to build them in their way. Where it's the production. How do I say this without sounding like a douche?
They up their production value by training them the proper way.
But it's the WWE way, which everybody is used to. Now, not everybody's used to, I can't watch 5.5 hours of fucking flippy shit. I can't.
I can't watch 5.5 hours of WWE wrestling either.
No,
I can't watch 5.5 hours of any wrestling.
I can't watch it 5.5 hours straight unless it's stuff that I've already seen or that I liked.
But there's diversity within the wrestling styles. There is this through line with WWE where it's these are the way the matches kind of play out. Yeah, how you get to those marks, I guess, is different for every wrestler.
Yes.
Well, the biggest difference between AEW and WWE, in all honesty, is the performance center.
Yes. So 100%.
And one of the very few reasons why I think Tiffany Stratton, Triple H, she has only been on the main roster for
2 weeks. Yeah.
So they're really pushing her, and they're pushing her to a feud with Bianca Belair. And I think, honestly, that's when the harsh reality is going to kick in for Bianca Belair. Because Bianca Belair... This is what WWE... They want Bianca Belair to be Tiffany Stratton. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they saw some of the same things.
Yes. Tiffany
they
Stratton
gave everything to
her.
Bianca Belair. They gave everything to Bianca Belair. When you do that, you create someone that's not going to really need to fight to get where they need to get. That's why some of the wrestlers in the past were so good, because they had to fucking go through shit forever to be like, oh my god, I finally my spot.
Right, but I think this may be why Triple H, he's trying to get, maybe he's, I'm saying you might be onto something as to why Triple H called her up to the main roster to push Bianca. Hey, I'm bringing up somebody that I wanted you to be. You
get your ass in gear.
Need to do this. This is where I want you to be. She's already there. Yes, she's younger than you, but we were hoping to get you somewhere. We pushed you. Now give us something.
We were
back.
hoping you would be leagues ahead of where she is.
Yes.
Considering you've had longer time in this fucking company.
This is also where I feel like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley are very similar.
Now, I want to preface this by saying I don't hate Bianca Belair. I just hate the way she seems complacent,
which is not good in the wrestling company at all.
Yeah.
She seems like, oh well, and I just
why
don't
should I
like
improve?
it.
I'm not going anywhere.
I don't like. I want her.
No, it's not. I'm not going anywhere. It's why should I improve? I'm already at the top.
So that's and she's essentially that's Basement saying exactly that.
Yeah.
My point is Bianca Belair is not winning this match.
No.
Tiffany Stratton, I don't know who's going in first. I think Liv Morgan is.
Who's the champion?
Rhea Ripley and
the winner. Okay, yeah,
Io
the winner
Sky.
of this match. The winner of this match takes on Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
So it's either going to be Becky, Bianca, or Tiffany.
I think they're going to go back to Becky.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because we've already seen Rhea and Bianca. We've seen Bianca too much at WrestleMania. Just get her out of there.
Yeah. However, it also depends on if they pull the trigger with their main event. So.
I'll get there. I don't think it's happening, but I think
is that the actual main event?
No.
No, it's no.
No.
No, the main event. We'll get to the main event. It's somebody else.
There's going to be two matches I'm going to give you. You have to figure out which one it's going to be.
I do have to say that I...
Go ahead.
Sorry. I do like Tiffany Stratton. I think she's the future.
Yes.
But don't be surprised if that pretty moonsault ever gets retired real soon. Because apparently she almost hurt Selena Vega. She almost broke her arm doing that. And she almost hurt John Henley. She gave her a bad concussion.
Okay, what?
Wait, who are you talking about?
What the fuck? You just went through a bunch of shit that I have no idea.
That moonsault that Stratton has is going to get retired real soon.
How is it going to get retired?
She's hurt people using it.
So? Look at how many people Nia Jax, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins have all hurt, and yet they can still do their moves.
I don't remember Drew McIntyre hurting a lot of people.
Okay, so you're overreacting for no reason, and I'll tell you why. It's a fucking moonsault.
They're not going to stop Charlotte from doing the moonsault.
I mean, come on, man.
Well, Charlotte doesn't do it right.
Well, and you want her to do a fucking moonsault on fucking concrete? I mean, hey, that's
no. I get why Charlotte does it the way she does it, but she doesn't do it the way we're used to. Is what I mean.
You can't.
I mean, Charlotte Flair's moonsault is not a moonsault; it's a backflip.
It's a backflip.
Yeah,
because she always lands on her fucking feet.
Because she's a gymnast. That's how she was taught to do it.
And that's fine. My point
is, that's
Kurt Angle.
My point is, the best
moonsault I've ever seen.
Tiffany Stratton hurting somebody. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
That could be just as much on the people waiting for it.
You might as well just watch folk style wrestling if you're going to take fucking moves away from people. Because if you take away the moonsault, you're taking away
the moveset of just about 90% of the rest of the roster.
It is what I don't think anything's going to come.
I feel like when it comes down
injuries
to it,
happen.
Yeah, that's the thing that pisses me off so much. Wrestling is like, oh, this person got injured. We gotta stop doing this. I like, okay, well then just don't have wrestling.
Yeah.
Because literally everybody's been injured by something.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, that person. There's 2 injuries with that move. It's like, okay, well, I guess we can't do any moves then.
I will say though, AEW is right to fucking take away certain things because they are fucking stupid. They don't know how to protect people over there.
I don't give a flying hubble of shit about AEW. AEW is fucking laughable. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Fucking
I agree.
No,
I think
saying that's all.
No, I know. I think Becky's winning this match.
Yep.
I mean, from who you'd like to see at WrestleMania, I would go with Becky as well.
Okay, everybody's like, Triple H is trying to make up for, haha, got you with fucking Rock and Roman. My dark
Who cares about Rhea Ripley? Like,
nobody. Well, this is such a weird match. I talked about that at the beginning.
This is such a weird match because, like, even whoever wins, it's still like, because what you get is, at WrestleMania, you get fucking Dominic Mysterio's fucking bondage bitch.
You're not gonna like what the rumor is, dude.
I talked about that already a little bit earlier about.
Or you get Nia Jax, which is way worse.
Well,
you're not gonna like what I heard might happen.
We'll talk about it. That's one of the matches. We'll talk about it.
I'm not on the main card.
Actually, they changed her music, which thanks fucking God.
Yeah, I heard they changed her
So
music.
they're doing a segment in the middle of this show with the Grayson Waller effect. Now, Grayson Waller, of course, I know why they're doing it. It's Australia. Grayson Waller's from Australia. So
and it's a way to get Cody on the show.
And it's a way to get Cody and Seth Rollins on the show because they don't have a match there. I think they're just going to have a discussion, and Roman and Rock are going to show during this segment.
Oh, yeah. They'll have to. The thing is, this is such a...
Go ahead.
On paper, it's such a bad pay-per-view that I think they have to infuse it with star power.
Yeah,
I mean, there's plenty of stars on here, but it's just not...
It's not the right stars.
It's not the right ones. It's not the ones that I... But the Triple H, this is where Triple H is using a premium live event like a Raw or a SmackDown.
Yeah.
But technically, this, for me, this is kind of how this should be used.
Yes.
Because you don't want to put on an Elimination Chamber that is going to overshadow your biggest pay-per-view of the year. You kind of have to treat some of the PLEs like glorified Raws and SmackDowns that are more about wrestling than the other bullshit.
Well, I promise, Gorilla, we will get to that because they made note of it in the press event. I did not know that, so I hear you, Gorilla. But I think they're gonna do. This is gonna be that WrestleMania moment for Australia. They get to see what possibly could happen on night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. That in itself is, I love that they're doing this. This I like, and now way I have these cards, these images set up are in no order except for 2 of them.
Cody Rhodes should fight a kangaroo.
Not just any kangaroo. That one that was floating around on the internet. Beat the shit out of that guy.
I will say this. Hey, if Kenny Omega can wrestle with a fucking doll, I want to see Cody wrestle with a fucking goddamn
kangaroo.
Get that super jacked up
kangaroo.
one. The super jacked kangaroo. Signed.
Or
super
better
jacked
yet,
kangaroo.
Or better yet, you know what? I got this for you. Or better yet, a koala.
Well, that's chlamydia.
Yeah, well, they were showing the hugging koalas the other day, so it works. Koalas getting revenge.
On the press event.
Well, it's not transmuted through touch, so they're not a worry there.
I would just love to see somebody wrestle.
Koalas are apparently fucking horrible creatures, man. They're angry all the time.
It'd be funny to watch somebody actually wrestle a koala, because the koala...
It's a little bear.
They hang on you. And all of a sudden, the motherfucker starts doing flips and shit in that clothes. Like, this motherfucker is...
I'm just thinking of the scene in Tropic Thunder when he throws the little kid off his back into the water. He's chucking koalas 50 feet.
So there's that. So this will be that WrestleMania. This will be one of those things. I think Rock and Roman are going to show... Well, the Bloodline's going to show up. I think it's something. This I like. I don't know. It's Grayson Waller is there. He's a little bit better than the Miz is at mediating, and I put the air quotes. You know how the Miz will ask a babyface a question, and then he'll let him talk, and then he'll interrupt him. Grayson Waller is not bad at being a heel. I just wish he was. I wish people cared about him because I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's really good. I like
this.
Him.
Is a big spot for him too.
I feel like this is what his role has become, though.
And I think his next job will be commentator. I guarantee you this guy will be commentating in WWE in about 10 years. Why? Because this kid can talk. I wish he was younger. He's 32 or 34. I can't remember.
Yeah, but that's like, I mean, you still have potentially a fucking like a 18-year career.
Yeah.
But the way people are wrestling now.
Right, but that's the thing. He says, "Oh, I'm breaking down," and do a storyline. They've done it before. You know, they do a storyline with a guy that's commentating. They did it with JBL. They did it with CM Punk. For fuck's sake.
Do it with Randy Savage back in there.
Yeah, they did it with Randy Savage a couple of times. The Triple H has got so many ways he could do things.
I think this Triple H has got like the most tools I've ever seen in a toolbox.
Yeah,
like,
just handed to him, no less.
It's more than I think they've ever had. I'd even say it's more than they had during the fucking heyday in the Attitude Era in terms of quantity of people that are fucking incredible.
Yes.
The Attitude Era had like, I'm going to say 10 to 15 really good talent. I would say now it's fucking like 25.
Yeah.
And that,
the amount of people that they can go with.
Could you imagine 25 people main event fighting for? That's a Royal Rumble I want to see. Every fucking character I give a shit about. Like, I would love to see a Royal Rumble where
they've hyped up everyone to be like the potential guy. Yeah,
make it so unpredictable.
That would be
that's why this last Royal Rumble pissed me off, because it's like, oh, you're bringing in people that there's no chance. Just Ivar, who gives a fuck? There's zero chance. I hate tag team wrestlers being put in the fucking thing unless they're like super over, like Jey Uso or fucking Jeff Hardy or something.
It's a Rue being a Rue.
It's
just so dumb.
What's he saying?
No, I think Tiffany Stratton's way too young for me. Probably she's younger than my. She's
old enough for me.
I mean, that's all. I mean, she is a very good-looking woman.
Actually, 24?
Heather has nothing to worry about her, Rue.
She's 24, right?
At all.
You know she's dumb as shit.
Tiffany Stratton. I just think she's the future of women's wrestling.
Yeah.
That's I fucking
she's
love her.
She's my future.
A Rue, if you want to
she's almost too old for Leonardo DiCaprio.
He fucks kids.
She is very hot, though. She's very, very hot. Tiffany Stratton is probably my number one hottest woman in WWE right
See, I don't think she's. I don't find her as hot as you do. I think she's attractive for sure, but like.
Attractiveness is very subjective.
Yeah.
If I wasn't with Heather and she gave me a run, I'd probably do it.
I'd bang pretty much every woman.
I was gonna say you'd bang anything that breathes.
I mean, I would choose.
They're all attractive. Even Nia Jax is attractive.
She is. I would choose Tiffany Stratton probably over Charlotte.
Don't say it.
Charlotte.
Oh, I would too. Charlotte is not very attractive.
Who's probably the second hottest woman?
I'm gonna look at it as like I don't want to fuck
second hottest in
WWE. I will tell you right now, I would do Tiffany Stratton before I did Sunny. Back in the day.
God.
Back in the day.
That's surprising.
Back in the day.
Yeah, well, that's.
I never thought Sunny was that hot.
Oh my god.
No, she was very much like a swimsuit model.
She was.
But
I was
cheerleader.
She did not hide that at all either.
But Tiffany Stratton, 100%.
I would say Cora Jade's up there too.
She's good.
I liked her pre-big breasts.
And Braun Breakers
Or
with
post
Cora
big
Jade.
breasts.
God damn.
Yeah, we'll get to all that shit. All right, just relax.
I don't know, Braun Breaker. He's the future of the women's division. He could be number one on my list.
So moving on. Yeah, so I think the Waller effect, is going to have a moment where fans are gonna lose their shit. So there might be a
I think they'll infuse a lot of that in this pay-per-view because, again, the card is not great.
Pretty terrible.
Yeah. But it seems like the one before WrestleMania, the event before WrestleMania, is either really good or really not great.
And it shouldn't be amazing. It should be a 7 out of 10 in terms of wrestling. And then it should be used to hype up WrestleMania, which is exactly what they're doing. So I can't really fault it.
Exactly.
So, with that said, we have 3 events to go.
3 matches.
Well, yep, we have 3 matches to go. Tag team match. Judgment Day versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
Who cares?
I don't care. But I think this could also be a thing. They have to do something with the Judgment Day. They need to break them up. They need to start doing something else with them because it's dying. I don't care. Rhea Ripley
You have to go outside.
isn't really even part of it anymore, to be honest with you. She's
And
there.
he's fucking the
briefcase.
Damien Priest still has the briefcase, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
He
god,
has
man!
until July. He has until July to cash it in.
Honestly, what I would do, I would turn them against each other, and at WrestleMania, Finn Balor versus Damien Priest for the briefcase. Get rid of Judgment Day.
That's not bad.
No.
I think
least it's for something.
Finn Balor could pull off the baby.
You could even do a ladder match for it.
Yep.
True. Yeah. God damn. Love it.
Well, it's better than what they're doing with these fucking clowns together forever.
Or they could do Money Bank on a pole match.
Listen, bro. I know what I'm doing, bro.
I think that Finn Balor and Damien Priest are going to retain.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this could start that
downfall.
You know what? I'd have them lose. Pete Dunne and who the fuck? Is that Tyler Bate?
Yeah. Tyler Bate, yep.
Those 2 guys as tag teams?
Yep, they're a tag team now.
I like
they're very good.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Pete Dunne beat JD McDonough tonight.
Why does Judgment Day need tag team championship?
They don't.
They're not doing anything with it. It'd be better if they blame each other for the loss and then they build up to WrestleMania in a match against each other. I think
this will start. They'll retain, but this will be the dissension of Judgment Day. They got to do something with it. I do agree. It goes back to that: who's turning face and who's turning.
Yeah, I think they retain. Go, Basement.
No, you finish your thoughts, right?
I think they retain, but I gotta say it. I think they're building up. They're trying to build up DIY to beat them at Mania, and that's where I think the implosion really hits hard.
DIY got a little bit of a pop on Monday.
Yeah, I think their DIY's gonna win at WrestleMania and take those titles away. That they're just gonna, and then Finn Balor and Damien Priest gonna beat the shit out of each other.
I'd rather see DIY fight Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate than fucking Finn Balor and Damien Priest. And for me, at WrestleMania, I honestly think I would like this match to end with fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate winning.
Okay. I mean, I'm for it. I'm not against it. But this is
if you have the women retaining, which I'm pretty sure is going to happen on the kickoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you have only one other belt that could change hands, right?
Right.
So, and I don't think it will. Please God, no. Nia Jax is the most boring fucking champion
Nia
in the
Jax
world.
will not win that title.
I mean, we'll worry about that when we get to it.
So I think this is going to be the title that changes hands.
This one's going to change hands? Okay.
Yeah, that's my choice.
I just don't see it. I haven't, because they've just now with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, it's only been, what, like 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
I think the thing is, that's fine. I'm going to say this should be a catalyst for Judgment Day falling apart.
No, and I'm 100%. I think that this... The reason
it's not so much about who takes the title, it's the fact that they lose the titles.
Right.
I guess is the way I'm looking at it.
I get that, but I'm looking at this, again, it's tag teams, as we talked earlier about the women's tag team division. The men's has the same problems. What are they going to do with the red and blue belts? Are they going to actually give... Is there any word on a new title or anything?
That's been rumored for 6 months. I'll believe what I see it.
I mean, can we stop with the... and I said this a long time ago, I think tag teams should actually be just across the fucking show. Because it builds stars.
I feel that way with I think, honestly, there should be the main championship, the WWE World Championship, on one brand. The IC title should be number 2. Then the U.S. title. Yes. Like, have a hierarchy, split them up on different shows. What the fuck is the difference if you have 2 world championships or 1 world and 1 IC?
Right.
I feel like it's a way to make a belt prestigious, and it doesn't really matter. I don't know. I fucking hate the idea of having duplicates of every belt.
This is what I would do. The tag team division, there isn't one. I mean, they're building one. One. I think that they should have just one tag team division across all shows. And the reason that I say that is it just...
I would honestly do the World Championship on one show. The second championship on that show would be the U.S. title, and the third would be the women's. And then on the other show, the IC tag and like a women's IC or something like that. This is where
I say go away from the fucking brand split. This is why the brand split
doesn't work.
Like for me, you can have 2 different rosters, but you shouldn't have 2 duplicate belts on every show.
I would buy 1 championship, 1 world title, just 1 champion. I'd be all for it if there was 7 or 8 fucking different shows. It's the only way I would fucking give a shit. Because, and I say why, just between 2 shows, that you gotta come, there's gonna start becoming a pattern. Well, we did it for this show, now we gotta do it for this show.
Yep.
This is why the brand split doesn't work. For me.
I honestly feel like if you are on a show, say SmackDown, whatever the second tier show is, if you're on that show and the main championship is the only championship available to you, which in my opinion should be the IC title for the secondary show. There's nothing, because then when you come to the fucking pay-per-views, you can highlight, like, it just makes everything worth more when you have less. Having too much of shit, the belts don't matter to anybody for me.
They don't.
You've got fucking 50 belts and nobody gives a shit.
Right, it's the belt as a prop. It's up to the person holding the belt to make it feel special.
Yeah, but it's also so hard to do that when, you have your one tag team and then there's another tag team champion on the other brand.
Yep.
Like and the only reason I think they like leaned into it is like, then we could do brand versus brand at Survivor Series, but that shit fucking sucks. So just get away from it. Yeah. Go back to the roster split makes sense for the wrestlers for travel purposes.
Right.
That's why I'm a fan of it to an extent. That's the only reason I'd be a fan of it, to be honest. But I don't think they should have duplicate belts. I fucking hate duplicate belts.
Yeah, I understand. All right. So with that said, we have 2 matches left: the Men's Chamber and the Women's World Championship. Which one do you think is main eventing?
The women's title.
Okay.
I hope it's not the women's titles because what a shit match. But I do fear.
But she's from Australia. I think they want her to go. I think they want the last thing that we see is her on the Cow High with the fans going crazy for Rhea.
I'm gonna show you which one is not the main event. I think they are doing Rhea Ripley. I don't care. I don't even think I've said my piece on Rhea Ripley. Well, I kind of did at the beginning.
Well, so if Rhea Ripley is main eventing is what you're saying, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, that is the rumor.
So if the men's Elimination Chamber match goes on second to last, that match is nobody will care.
Yeah.
So then you put the men's Elimination Chamber first, and then the rest of the pay-per-view, nobody will care about any of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only match I have some interest in, in all honesty.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see how they book it, but
there's 2 ways that this can go. Maybe 3 ways that they can go with this. Who do you think is winning first and foremost, Basement?
my 2 options, and me and Heather talked about this a bit last night.
Yep.
I honestly think the favorite option of the 2 will be McIntyre, but I feel like it's more likely, well, it's possible that LA Knight wins, because I can see McIntyre chasing the winner. If Cody beats Roman, I can see McIntyre going after Cody. So I lean a bit more towards LA Knight. Logan Paul, no, please God. Kevin Owens, no, he's such a background thought. Bobby Lashley, no. And Randy Orton, why?
He's over. He's over big time. I could see it.
He is, but so is LA Knight.
If this is Orton's last chance, I could see them really push it, and make it a big storyline. This is Randy's last run.
You've also had Randy and Seth Rollins fight at WrestleMania before.
So you're picking LA Knight?
I think they'll actually go with McIntyre for some stupid reason, but my vote is LA Knight.
I with Basement 100%. I think LA Knight should win. I think Drew McIntyre wins, he faces Seth Rollins. Is that really who he's chasing?
No.
I like what Basement said. He's going to be the one that takes the title off of Cody.
He'll be the next competitor for Cody.
That'll happen. I'm just saying, if I was booking this shit, because I think long term, we got WrestleMania, we gave Cody his moment, we've given the Rhodes family their flowers. Can I say that? Because that's what this story is. Yeah. This Cody Rhodes story is about him getting his family their flowers that they so justly deserve. Based on the storyline that fucking Vince shit all over fucking Dusty Rhodes because he made her wear yellow and black polka dots. That is what the story is. That's and I love, that's why I'm so intrigued by this story. This is probably the second best story that WWE has done, which is with Bloodline being the first. If that makes sense.
In at least 15 years.
I talked to Heather about this last night, and personally, I'd have Cody beat Roman, and then I would have Cody be basically, I'm going to be a defending champion. So he will be defending his belt pretty much every pay-per-view is what I think he should do. But I think it shouldn't be against McIntyre, but McIntyre should always be trying to fuck him.
I would do it in SummerSlam.
I would have McIntyre face him at SummerSlam, but I like leading up to that.
That's where
I would have him face other guys, but always McIntyre trying to get him to lose, or like being that guy that comes in, like talks trash to him after the match, before the match. His music hits, he comes out, walks out, acts like he's going to do something, and then walks back in. I would back out. I would have him kind of antagonize Cody.
Table.
Do you want to know how to extend? Do you want to know how to extend Cody Rhodes' story? Have him win the fucking beat Roman. Have him beat Roman. Right? I mean,
I know where you're going with this.
So then he's like, all right, I have this title. I'm gonna go after Seth Rollins now, and that's gonna be WrestleMania 41. Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes for the world title. I think Seth Rollins will get it back at that point, because he's gonna lose it at WrestleMania, take some time off, go away for a little bit, and then he's gonna come back. Royal Rumble, or is that too long? Maybe
might be too long.
So it's for
maybe
Money in the Bank. Maybe Money in the Bank. He comes back and takes on LA Knight and beats him. Do you see where I'm going with this? And have him be the champion until WrestleMania.
We'll also have CM Punk return at some point in time, and
CM Punk will be returning. Yep,
they'll put him back where he left off, basically, because you kind of have to.
Then he'll be chasing Drew McIntyre, because he is the one that took out.
There's so many options that you can do.
You have then, and Drew McIntyre beats Cody, and you have that story. Cody goes on to something else, still while being the face of the company. He goes after Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre, WrestleMania 41, faces CM Punk.
So what I think they should do in this match, right? I think LA Knight should win, but I think they should set up Drew McIntyre to fight another participant in this match at WrestleMania. Randy, maybe.
Randy might win it in there. They can get him.
No, I'm just thinking like if you have LA Knight win, right? You have to give who's McIntyre fighting at Mania.
He's gonna fight. I think he's gonna fight Seth.
That's only if he wins this match.
And I think he is.
I don't think he is, man.
I think here's what I think's happening. I think Drew's gonna win the match. He's gonna fight Seth at Mania. He's gonna lose to Seth. He's gonna fuck Seth up, and you're gonna get the cash in. And Damien Priest is gonna cash in on Seth Rollins, and that's gonna allow Seth Rollins to take time off too.
It's such a deflated ball of shit.
Yeah.
Damien Priest is the deflated part, because I think people want to cash in at Mania, but like it's Damien Priest, man. It's not.
Yeah, I think if Damien Priest was built better, yes, I would 100% be for it.
It's not impossible. It's very likely that that's the way they go. This is why this is an intriguing match. For about 3 people in it, and the other 3, who cares?
And then you have another factor in
I mean, I can tell you right now, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul are going to go back to feuding.
Well, that's why they're in this match, to ignite the feud, because they're going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania.
Well, they've been igniting that, and then Bobby Lashley's going to go back and try to build that storyline with Karrion Kross. Bobby
Lashley's kind of the odd man out in this.
It is,
where
and
don't see it really but building
they're going to
him.
make, because he was, remember when they actually took him out per storyline?
Yeah.
Of the Elimination Chamber a couple of years ago. This will be his.
Now, what they could do.
He's going to look strong. Go ahead.
I'm wondering, like, do you think they could potentially like do something where Karrion Kross beats the shit out of Bobby Lashley or something, and he can't compete in this, and then they infuse Cody Rhodes in this match?
But they did that tonight.
Yep.
They did that.
If they throw Cody Rhodes in this match, and then Cody Rhodes wins, and he has to fight Seth Rollins night 1 and Roman night 2.
Well, I think they're going to do something with Rock and Roman versus them at some point, or they're going to do something.
This is like this is the best match on the card because there's so many things that could potentially happen in the match to build for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
This is how this shit should be made. It should be building towards WrestleMania. I like it.
The two good things about the two chamber matches, definitely not the fact that both of them are on this show. I don't give a fuck. This is why they need to get rid of fucking gimmick pay-per-view names.
Yeah.
And you don't have to have an Elimination Chamber men
or just do either the men's or the women's. That's it.
Right.
But then people cry about it.
I don't give a shit if people cry. This is the problem. I'm not aiming it at you, Chuck. Honestly, the wrestling fans need to shut the fuck up when it comes to we have to do it for both. Do it for one or the other. Do you really want to see 2 Rumbles and 2 eliminations? Nobody wants that shit.
Do you want me to all Triple H has to do is they have to do a press conference or do their weekly teleconferences or whatever they fucking do.
Yeah.
Triple H needs to come out there. He needs to say, "Look, we've got our gimmick pay-per-view, names. We're actually going away from that. We're going to go back to
No Way Out.
No Way Out. We're going to go back to,
or
what?
Vengeance.
Yeah, well, they already do that at fucking NXT. My point,
Unforgiven.
My point. I don't give a fuck about. I'm just saying, get rid of the gimmick. All he's got to do is come out and say, "We're gonna get rid of the gimmick pay-per-views." However, they're not all gonna be on the same show at the same time. They're not gonna be. So if we had to do a No Way Out, we're not going to do a men's and a women's Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
We're still going to do. We're just not going to do them. We're not even going to do them night to night. If you want me to be honest with you. You know what I mean? We're not going to do one Elimination Chamber and then we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to do one Elimination Chamber at fucking No Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they should do it. They're not doing these because you see one, you're gonna have another one.
You only need one. And when it comes to pay-per-views like No Way Out, man, you could have a fucking Elimination Chamber. You could have a regular cell match. You could have a Hell in a Cell. Like anything that kind of works with the theme of being trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why we were so tired of Hell in a Cell, because they did that one year. They did 3 fucking Hell in a Cells in one night. It's like it got tiring. It got boring.
Diminishing returns. People will think more highly of a match if you don't see it very often.
Yep.
And when you see it, it's deserved to be seen.
Yep.
They've tried doing that with Money in the Bank, but I personally think
Money in the Bank should be at WrestleMania. I don't give a shit. It should be at WrestleMania.
100% with you.
Yeah. Agreed.
I'm 100%.
King of the Ring, I think, should be, instead of like they did it like over the weeks or something. Just it should be a PLE tournament.
Exactly.
Right. You just had something pop in my head. Basement just fucking said it.
Oh my god.
What if they have? Let me go back to this because it just popped into my head. What if they do have, and this is the only way that this will work for what Trek says. What if they do the match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre? Drew McIntyre loses, beats the shit out of Seth. Instead of that person cashing in and being Damien Priest, it's Finn Balor, based on them having a match for the Money in the Bank for the briefcase.
I can see that.
Do you think that Finn Balor would get any sort of a pop coming out and fucking over Seth Rollins? Does it all come full circle?
Yeah, because Seth fucking injured him.
Yeah.
It makes way more sense than Damien Priest. Damien Priest makes no sense with the belt, with the Money in the Bank. Honestly,
I think that would work. That would put Finn Balor right back not where he was, but it makes him. It makes him look like a guy that Triple H went out to get.
Yeah.
I mean, come
and
on,
then
man.
You could build up Priest to get a better. You could have Chase Finn Balor too.
Yeah, I'd have night 1 because I'm assuming the Seth Rollins match will be on night 1. I'd have night 1, like first match of the night, fucking Damien Priest for Finn Balor, ladder match for the Money in the Bank.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it.
Have it be like such a match where he wins, but he has to get like medically help to the back. So it seems like, oh well, he won't cash in, right?
Tonight,
he won't believe it, and then he comes in and does do it and wins, because then McIntyre might lose, but he's not purposeless.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And neither is Seth Rollins at that point.
Right.
And kind of bring Finn Balor back.
It's not bad, but I'm still going to go with LA Knight. I think they can go either way, but I think that's the only way the cash in works.
Yeah, you have to book it to the extreme.
Just book it the way I did. I mean, shit, it writes itself.
Yep.
You can loop back to the feud, and then fucking Finn Balor comes out the next night on fucking Raw and cuts that fucking promo on fucking Seth Rollins, therefore turning Seth Rollins fucking heel. Or whatever. Go ahead.
I don't think you have Judgment Day breakup and Finn Balor take the Money in the Bank from Damien Priest, and Damien Priest just be like, okay, whatever, I'm moving on with my life.
No, but then you have Damien Priest, because Seth Rollins will be written off. That'll be Finn Balor's first real big.
Are we sure he's getting written off? Because
he needs to. He's got a bad back. He's got a broken back and his knee. And
his pussy. Yeah.
What he's saying, his knee is almost healed.
And that's fine. You're not listening to me. All I'm saying is he's going to need some time away to just rest and relax. He's been going week by week by week nonstop. He's been at every fucking show.
And this would be perfect because, say, Seth goes away, McIntyre then turns his sights to Cody Rhodes, who's champion. They work up until SummerSlam. Then you have Seth Rollins come back. So maybe at like Survivor Series, something like I would say Rumble, but he's probably going to be ready to come back way earlier than that.
But so Seth Rollins, I think Becky and him are taking turns just being parents. If that I mean they're both being parents, but Becky will win the title, right? And she's going to be doing the weekly thing. And Seth Rollins will be there, but he won't be there like what Becky has been doing.
He'll be behind the scenes.
I'd love personally if Seth Rollins disappeared from TV until the Rumble and came back and changed and had like a fucking Triple H jean jacket fucking return.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
He got after ripping his thigh.
Think about. You want to build a power couple? You have two of them. You have two of them. You have Becky. Great. You have Becky and Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins and Basement and I have talked about this ad litem. In fact, me and Connor, Basement, Heather, Trek, we've talked about this. I agree. I think Seth Rollins is hands down the best that WWE has to offer when it comes to in ring, or if I was to, hey, we need a gap to let Roman just do his thing. Seth Rollins is that guy.
Yes, and
I think they're going to run with
character
Cody
right now.
I think they'll run with Cody for a while.
But I'm just saying. Let's imagine Cody's not there.
Oh yeah, no, but like the idea that I just put out there, like have Cody have pretty much most of the year as the guy, right? But then at Rumble, you bring back Seth, and you build up Seth and Cody at Mania because he'll win the Royal Rumble, but you bring him back, and though he might have the best character he has, you need to make him serious fucking Rollins.
Oh yeah.
Like he has to come back like Triple H did. It's not the exact same fucking thing, but that like level of intensity.
It's because you know how they always say WWE never ends their storylines. It just flows, man. It flows.
Yeah.
It flows. Cody versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 41.
Yeah. They already have the building blocks there.
Yeah.
Fucking works.
And then you do the Rock and Roman.
I mean, let's think about this, folks. Seth, it took The Rock 3-4 times to beat fucking Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, they're doing. Can you see the parallels? I think that's what they should do. Is Cody versus Seth. Fucking.
No, this is all like, I mean, we're obviously fantasy booking and stuff, but injuries always throw a fucking monkey wrench in that
100%. 100%. I agree with that. But
Seth is a guy
so they've
that
had
suffers from a lot of
CM Punk. He wasn't supposed to get hurt because him and Drew McIntyre were supposed to feud. But we just laid out what Drew McIntyre could do. I mean, think about it, people.
McIntyre fights Cody. CM Punk ruins his chance to win.
Yeah.
Then you got CM Punk and fucking McIntyre's Survivor Series.
And then I think at SummerSlam next year, there's someone we're forgetting. I think his name's Gunther. Because I think Gunther wins the Continental Championship at Mania. And then I think he'll challenge. Where's the Bash at Berlin or whatever it is? I think he's going to beat Cody at Bash at Berlin.
Okay.
I think you're going to see Gunther and what the fuck's his tits?
Sheamus?
No, not Sheamus. I think Braun Breaker and Gunther will have a feud sooner rather than later.
That would be awesome.
Because they do need to get...
I don't think WWE is... We'll get to the next match because there's something there that you can be like, because it is WWE.
That's what Heather's got to say about that.
But I just wanted to point that out with this match.
I think so, but like I said, I think Drew wins. I don't think it's gonna be Kevin Owens and Logan Paul at Mania. I think it's Logan Paul and LA Knight.
No.
Because he's going after the main title, but that's what Seth Rollins was doing, and then Logan Paul screwed him over out of the Elimination Chamber last year. I think that's what happened.
I hear what you're saying, but the better you have a white hot
Kevin Owens.
No, you have a white hot LA Knight.
Oh yeah.
You can't. I'm sorry.
You can't have
LA Knight is if Cody wasn't, I would say LA Knight would probably be facing Roman Reigns. At WrestleMania.
I feel like Logan Paul is better suited fighting a great worker in WWE, and they've done it multiple times with him.
I think it's Randy Orton.
And I mean, well, I think actually I think personally Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, if you put a stipulation where they can use weapons and stuff, that match will be really not that it will be really good. It would be very viewer friendly.
Yeah,
let's say that. But I mean, this is why this match is actually really well done, because you could have any outcome. I don't really watch the weekly program, you guys do, but even knowing what I know, I'm like, yeah, you can kind of go mostly where you want. There is an odd man out in Bobby Lashley, which is why, I mean, if somebody's going to not be able to enter the match, it's going to be him if they want to put a substitute.
I think he'll be one of the first ones eliminated. Bobby Lashley will be.
I don't think he should be in the match.
I agree with you. But then the one thing that they've done really good is these guys didn't just get a match. They didn't get the match. They actually had to wrestle against somebody to get into
the chamber.
Yeah. On the women's side, everybody but one did, and she did have to do a battle royal on Monday, which was Raquel Rodriguez. She ended up winning the battle royal, so she ended up being the 6-1. Every other one had to take on somebody. Just pointing that out. I just wanted to...
Yeah.
But I still think LA Knight's winning this match.
I'm with you on that one.
I think it's Drew. I think it's Drew, especially after he said tonight. He goes, "If I lose, then I'd be more worthless than CM Punk coming back." So I think
I think you do have that 50-50 split there. You actually might, with the way WWE works, I think you might have a 60-40 with McIntyre. But I prefer LA Knight winning.
I prefer LA Knight. And I do think he is winning. It makes
if they go McIntyre and they don't go with the cash-in angle, I won't like it very much.
Yeah.
It's got to be for something. So that brings us to this. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I have not minded what Nia Jax has been doing as far as weekly TV. She's not been in any matches. She just comes out and fucking destroys people, which is what she should do. And she's been pretty good at getting regular heat. She's been better at her role than she was the last time. Now, is she a better wrestler?
Edward Scissorhands. What the fuck is that?
What's that?
No. Yeah.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea. No.
Fucking Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, again, this is Rhea Ripley. This is what she has become. Let's dress her up like Luna Vachon. I think that's why they're doing it. I think she's a huge fan of Luna Vachon's, but they're building her like Luna Vachon. Because this is the kind of shit she would do. Luna Vachon had that tattoo on the side of her face.
No, it was on the side of her skull.
It's okay. But it was a tattoo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It was a lightning bolt tattoo on the side of her skull. And that's why she had the mohawk.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wasn't shitting on it. I was actually applauding it. It was brilliant. They brilliantly used her the right way. But this is all makeup. She's like...
She's Edward Scissorhands.
Or like fucking Melina from fucking Mortal Kombat. But anyway, to the match, they did the press event, and Rhea Ripley fucking sucks, man. I shouldn't say she fucking sucks. I cannot stand listening to her. She does not get... I'm not going to just tune in to watch Rhea Ripley. If this is the main event, why? What have they done to build this match? Yes, it's been Nia Jax beating the shit out of everybody in the women's division for a month now. And beating up on Rhea Ripley. It tells you what they're doing with the match. Go ahead.
I feel like everybody that wanted to bang the fucking big woman from Resident Evil. That's it for her. Because it's like this weird fascination with, oh, it's goth mommy. It's like, okay, but then wrestling wise, she's got talent. It's just like she's Bianca Belair for me in terms of wrestling. And then, like, everything, she's involved in someone else's storyline all the time. So why would I give a shit about 100%. This match? Nia Jax is a fucking loser. She got fucking released from the company. Then she came back, and now she's squashing people. But if she gets the title, all I see is boring.
I don't shit on it, but...
I mean, it's already boring. But it's going to be worse. This match is... the match will be shit, for sure.
I am not going to dispute that it's going to be shit. I just wouldn't be surprised since Rhea's at home in her hometown. She doesn't lose this match.
No.
I would immediately jump on Twitter and start scrolling. Because I can tell you right now, people would be like, why did you do this? This is the reason why we keep doing shit like this. Yeah. Because you fucking people talk about it.
Yep.
I don't think fucking fans actually, when WWE is looking for a certain reaction, and if they are just, Triple H gets wild hair up the ass just to shock people, have Nia Jax beat Rhea Ripley in Australia. Who wouldn't be talking about that?
Well, as Gorilla brought up earlier, she is also from Australia,
and that is true. But who is, and I hear you. I don't shit on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if WWE did that and people would talk about it.
The thing is, you're gonna get shocked. Okay, so it's basically high risk, little reward.
Yes.
Because you'll get the moment of Nia Jax winning and the fans booing, then you're gonna send fans home unhappy, and then you're also going to have a future of shit. So it's like a lose-lose to me if this is the main event.
But I don't think Rhea's losing. I just threw that scenario out there.
I can almost guarantee you'll have Nia Jax do the fucking bonsai drop to Dominic Mysterio in this match. What's the over-under on that?
I needed to see it.
I would actually
that's a 98% chance of that happening.
You know what I need to see? I need to see her doing the bonsai drop. Him trying to escape it, but not getting out in time, and her just landing on his face.
Yeah, his head right up her asshole.
And then Rhea just loses her shit.
And then it looks like...
Human
Centipede. Keep talking.
Human Centipede. Oh my gosh.
Have you ever... Just stop.
You're so worried about the fucking computer bogging down. You searching up a GIF for it'll make it bog down even more.
You don't even know what I was gonna do. Trek, what the fuck are you laughing at?
I just said
I'm laughing because Heather's giving you shit, dude.
I was gonna look for the GIF. Y'all ever seen fucking Dodgeball? The scene where the Justin... The scene with the fucking...
And it was so cruel with that shit because she fell, and then all you hear is the motion of the ocean.
And then when they pulled her up, all you hear is this...
Yeah, that...
But no, I think Rhea's going to retain.
Yep.
I feel... Okay, so I got a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to arrange this card... How would you book it in terms of match order?
They would go on first.
They would go on before the men's chamber. Well, I can't put you on in the main event, but I'll put you on here.
Would you open with the women's chamber?
No.
What would you open with?
Well, like I said, everything we talked about is happening on the show. I would put the tag team match between Finn and Damien Priest first, just because
that is the tag match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think you also want like the widest berth between chamber matches.
I think this has potential to be match of the night. If I am being fair, look at the four guys. All four of them can work. Damien Priest can work. She can wrestle. I don't give a shit about his character anymore. He can wrestle, and Finn Balor, Tyler Bate, and fucking Pete Dunne. Come on, man. Right? You wouldn't like to see that? I think it's going to be a good match. I'm not saying...
And you know what? Putting that as fucking main event would put such a fucking crawl up Tony Khan's ass as well, because they said tag team wrestling would be the biggest thing for AEW.
No, I think not. This should kick off the show. And then I would do the women's chamber, then the Waller effect, then
the women's
title, and then the men's chamber. That's what I would do. So I think I did pretty much what I did the first three. I would flip the men's chamber and the women's title the way I have it here on the thing. I would have the tag team champions, then the women's title, then the Waller effect, and then...
No, you can't do back-to-back fucking
chambers. No,
not bad. There isn't back-to-back chambers.
Oh, you're saying tag team.
I would do... Okay, so if they don't start with the women's chamber match, it has to be the second match.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can't... Yeah. Right. So I could see this match maybe opening, then the women's chamber, then the Waller, then the women's championship match, then the Waller effect.
I would.
Then the elimination, or you could reverse the Waller shit in women's match.
I get what you're saying, but there's no way the women's title isn't going to be close to the end. The people in Australia I'm gonna say it now. They're there to see Rhea Ripley. They aren't there to see fucking 5-6 sweaty men beat the shit out of each other.
I don't know.
They are there to see Rhea Ripley.
I feel
she did get a huge pop at fucking...
Well, she will get a huge pop, but they're just there to see... These fucking guys people never get fucking wrestling in terms of WWE.
Right.
So you know they have the same
thing, but I think they're going to be more for Rhea than... They're going to pop for everything. The crowd's going to should be fucking great tomorrow. Or in about 3 hours. Because that's when it starts. I
This is actually, for me, this is a very... The card is, for me, difficult to book.
It is.
It is, but I mean, you're building. If we've talked about it, there's stories within these matches that
if
could
they
be
do it
if
right.
they do it right. I think.
Yeah. No, the matches are fine for the most part. It's just how you order them, without losing the fan base. Because I think the Waller effect needs to be in the middle.
Yeah.
Just to bring up hype.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is if what we think is going to happen happens, you would actually amp up the hype more than that women's match.
But the women's match will then follow that.
And bring the crowd right back down.
The problem is I don't think anything's
with Rhea Ripley
down.
Though. Not
I don't think
Rhea
anything
Ripley.
is going to really bring the crowd down, which is why I feel like no matter what they do, I think the crowd will be pretty receptive.
I think the crowd, if they were in Australia more often, I think the crowd would still fucking want Rhea Ripley to be close to the end. Right after the Waller effect, having that and then keeping it going. And then you have the men's chamber match. I mean, I think...
Do you also feel like because the pre-show has a women's tag team championship match on it, this match is most likely to open the show?
This match will open the show.
I think it might, honestly.
And then I
think
the
the
women's
elimination chamber.
This is the way they're going to do it, and I think it's dumb. It's going to be this match, then the women's chamber,
then the Waller effect, then the men's elimination.
Nope, they'll do the women's title, or the men's chamber, and then the women's title.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. I honestly feel...
I think it should be the other way around. I think it should be women's title.
I think the Waller effect will be like a 30-minute segment, to be honest.
It could be.
Oh, gosh.
It could be.
Because after you have all the entrances...
Matches, so they need to fill time somehow.
Well, you'll have the entrances, and then you'll have it, because I'm pretty sure JP's right, The Rock and fucking Roman Reigns will come out. Then you have them slowly entering the ring, and then you have the talk. By the time it's all done, it will probably be 30 minutes long. Because it gives a good break between two Elimination Chamber matches, where there's no wrestling, just talking.
Yep.
I do.
This is going to be one of those pay-per-views where they do that. For sure. It's going to be just like a hyped up premium live event. It's just I should say weekly show. That's all this is going to be. You might have a tag team title change, which that's not bad. They've done that before on TV. Tag team titles are more likely to change hands on television than they are at a pay-per-view anyway. Unless it's
Mania.
I feel like the biggest failing of this pay-per-view is there are too many women's matches.
I cannot disagree.
There's more women's matches than men's. For first time in Perth?
Yeah.
With the state of the women's division?
Yeah.
I'm with you. There's a reason they're doing it, though.
I do see Rhea Ripley winning. It'd be really funny, like you said, if to kick us really in the balls is if Rhea lost and Nia held that title until WrestleMania and Rhea wins it back at Mania. If she's over, let her chase for it.
I feel like Perth is, in their mind, an easy audience because they will cheer for pretty much fucking everything. This is like the first time they're getting this, right? Yep. But the problem is if the show doesn't give them enough good shit, then you are really rolling the dice with the finish being Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, especially if you go with Rhea Ripley losing. You are rolling the dice at being booed out of the fucking arena.
Right, yeah. I get it.
Again, I don't think Nia is losing. I think Rhea is retaining.
What?
I think Nia is retaining.
I don't think Nia is losing. I think Rhea's retaining. What?
Is that what I said? Yes.
Yeah, you just said that.
I think Nia is losing. Rhea is going to retain.
I think they want that. I think this is for Australia.
It is.
This is a Hogan versus Andre because they want to see Rhea Avalanche, Riptide, or whatever it is. They want to see her do that to Nia Jax. So it's be kind of like their version of Andre versus Hogan.
I mean, if Rhea loses, it's going to be because of Dominic.
Oh gosh.
I mean,
and then everybody will be unhappy.
You know what I mean, though. It's just a spectacle. It's gonna be like their Hogan versus Andre. That's what I mean.
I think you're kind of taking that too far. I don't think.
The thing is, I think Australians that watch wrestling aren't just like they aren't over the fucking moon because someone's Australian. They'll get the hometown cheers, but it's not like it's not okay. Fucking. I'm Canadian. I'm not in love with every fucking Canadian wrestler. They'll get cheers here, but I don't want to see, like, just because someone's Canadian be the main event.
Right.
No, I know, but last time they did one of these in Australia, and the Iconics and Buddy Murphy both won, the crowd went bonkers. So,
okay.
But like you also have to appease the crowd that's not there, which is everybody else watching online in some way. It can't still be like just crowd favors.
No, I gotcha. I'm just saying that they're gonna want to send them home happy, and that's gonna be
What about me? I want to move on with my day, naked as a jaybird, like I'm gonna be tomorrow, getting excited to watch listen to my grandson.
You want to stop right there and rethink what you're gonna say?
Yes, my mom's best friend's grandson wrestle on TV.
Why are you naked as jaybird?
I don't know.
Yeah. That right there.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Because Wendy's not going to be here tomorrow.
I want to be naked watching my grandson.
No, that's not what I mean.
Being naked as a jaybird, getting excited, watching.
Definitely not going to get excited. I'm not going to be naked. I'm just saying I could be naked. I definitely will have clothes on. But no, he's wrestling. He's wrestling for his third state title tomorrow later on in the evening tonight.
I will.
What?
I will say this: if you guys want to see a shitbag Elimination Chamber match, go watch the women's from 2020 because that was god awful.
Well, I have a feeling you might have a competitor.
Yeah.
I think that it'll be all right. Again, I think Becky will end up winning, but my dark horse is Raquel Rodriguez.
I think the era of mediocre pay-per-views with Triple H at the helm will continue. Everything seems to be like a 6.5 out of 10. It's like, we ain't going to disappoint you. But we ain't going to make you happy.
Right. Whoever wins that Elimination Chamber match will take on Rhea Ripley. I don't know if we discussed that. Or Nia Jax, whoever wins.
I mean, honestly, if it's Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, if it's Nia Jax, I don't give a fuck.
I hear you, and that's it. WWE's not dumb. They're not going to not have Rhea Ripley be champion going into WrestleMania.
Right.
The only reason I said is just the dynamic of them putting heat on the fucking heel by beating their hometown hero. That always happens in wrestling. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but...
Now, we haven't discussed it, but if this doesn't main event, and if it does and this happens, it'd be terrible. But this match might not end in a standard method. It could be a fucking DQ or something. If it doesn't go last, I could see this match being disqualification or something along those lines. Even though I don't think they should do it if they only have fucking 4 matches on the card.
The men's elimination chamber should main event. Main event. And I again, rumors are this Rhea Ripley is main eventing. That's not a definite, though.
I can't believe Nia Jax went from go away, get off my TV, fired, to coming back main eventing in Australia. In such a short period of time.
I think she's gotten better with her heel work. I'm not saying she's gotten better with the wrestling.
She's Big Show. Boring as fuck. I wouldn't want Big Show to main event anything.
I agree.
She just needs to change from heel to face.
I get what you're saying, Basement, but I don't think they're main eventing it because of Nia. I think they're main event. I don't even think they're main eventing it with the hopes that something big will happen. They're just main eventing it because Rhea Ripley is from Australia. That's it. That's the only reason that it's the main event.
That's terrible.
It is a very terrible. And I'm sorry.
Where else have they really done that? Where the main event was the hometown person.
Sammy versus Kevin. Sammy versus Roman last year.
Or Roman Reigns, I mean.
Yep.
There was a much more of a storyline there than this.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, 100%. No, I'm not I've talked about that at the beginning of the women's wrestling. If you go back and watch it, I essentially said what you've been saying all night about the women's division. I get it, and I'm with you 100%. I just thought I'd throw out the Nia Jax thing winning. I don't know. They didn't do it on purpose. I don't think it's happening.
The one good thing I'll say about this card is it is underwhelming on paper, so it might be better when you watch it. Yeah. But there's also like a lot of different things they can do. Mm-hmm. The worst is if they do the most predictable thing with every match. Honestly, if that's what happens, I'll be like, okay.
That's what happens. Even if the matches are good, if they do what they did at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I will be sorely disappointed because I didn't think the Royal Rumble was absolute horseshit, but for a Rumble,
it was bad.
It was pretty bad.
So, quick question for everybody. Is that all right? Who do you think is going the order of elimination in the chamber matches?
Oh, God.
Oh, the men's match, it'll be, you'll have Bobby Lashley eliminated first. Then you'll have Logan Paul eliminate Kevin Owens. And then Logan Paul will get eliminated. And then you'll have
RKO, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight.
I think you'll end up with... you might... Whoever, either McIntyre or LA Knight will be eliminated third. And whoever doesn't get eliminated will win against Randy Orton.
Yeah, I could see it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going.
So you think Randy Orton's going to be one of the final two?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I agree. I agree with you 100%. I could see... Well, no, because LA Knight and Drew McIntyre had a match tonight, so I know them two. One of them two is winning it. The way that they did the show tonight. Who wins it? I don't know, because they had everybody come out and do their finisher.
Yep.
On each other tonight. So
I think Randy Orton
was standing at the end of the night. That's all I'm going to say.
I want to say Randy Orton is there because of his acumen. Name. So he will be one of the last two. You could interchange Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, but I think for the fact if they're going to wrestle at WrestleMania, Logan Paul should beat Kevin Owens. Or whoever beats whoever between those two in the chamber, the other will win at WrestleMania.
Right. I do like how they have Kevin Owens, how they have him. So it kind of tells you Randy Orton being up front. He's not winning, but he'll be one of the final guys.
He's the true selling point because he is the biggest star out of all of them.
He's the biggest name out of all of them.
Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley are right there. And then you do have the up-and-comer in LA Knight, even though he's not an up-and-comer. I think he's the second oldest person in this match. Third oldest person in this match.
I think they'll go heavy with a Logan Paul spot off the chamber or something like that. You could even have Bobby Lashley make it past Kevin Owens and Logan Paul and then get eliminated. But he's not making it past that.
Right. I can see Bobby Lashley being in the top four, but I think he's getting eliminated first. And then it'll be... I can agree with you on the Kevin Owens and then Logan Paul. And then I think it'll be Drew McIntyre. And then LA Knight will beat Randy Orton.
So the interval that they get released in the pods, what is it? 5 minutes?
5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so you've got 2 people start the match, and you've got 4 that enter.
The match will be
at least 20 minutes. Yeah, I think this match will actually be probably... I think both chamber matches will be between 35 and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The men's chamber might last longer.
The women's chamber will probably be 35. The men's might be 40.
I'm going to tell you right now, Triple H told some of his best stories inside. He did a fucking 45-minute match with fucking Shawn Michaels.
If it was me, who's starting? Kevin Owens and Logan Paul. They have a storyline going on. If it's Bobby Lashley and someone, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I honestly think it's going to be LA Knight and Drew McIntyre start the night.
Oh, that would be good too. Yeah.
Because they're going to start the night because they're going to actually finish what happened because they were having a match when all this shit fucking went down tonight.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's either them or Kevin Owens and Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley and Randy Orton will be held back for a while.
So I was just gonna say. So I think it. So who do you think? You think Kevin Owens and Logan Paul?
I think I actually go with your suggestion more than mine.
What about you, Trek?
I think it's actually Lashley and McIntyre starting.
You can't really go wrong on a start.
It's just you kind of want to put two guys that are going to be fighting each other at Mania against each other at the beginning.
Right. What do you think?
I think it might be Randy Orton and LA Knight starting it off.
That could be too, because they've been having that face-to-face.
Or you could even do Randy Orton and Logan Paul.
Any one of these guys I actually start off with the bigger of the two feuds, and I honestly think Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, because them two will go at each other. They did a segment at the press event where Kevin Owens... Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, so that's one thing that did happen at the press event. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton came out. Everybody except for LA Knight, I think, was there, if I remember right.
Anyway.
So it was Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens were out on the stage. And Logan Paul interrupts Kevin Owens.
I thought he interrupted Randy Orton.
Oh, both Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And then Logan Paul threw a fucking prime at him. And Kevin Owens fucking... I'm going to legitimately say that I don't think Logan Paul is very well liked by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens wanted to fucking kill him yesterday.
What the fuck him up?
Fucking send his son at him. Fucking lumbering monster.
Oh my God, yes.
Good Lord.
The one thing I could see happening, and this is what you guys kind of said, I didn't say it, but Randy Orton is such a good one-on-one competitor, and he's so good with the audience that he might begin the match. I could actually see Randy Orton and Logan Paul starting the
That's
match.
what I said, too.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Because to get the audience really into it, you need a guy... I think Randy Orton could do it. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, or Kevin Owens, they could all... Or I don't know. This is a fucking hard one.
All except for Bobby Lashley.
I think
everything but Bobby Lashley.
I think the superstar pop would probably be Randy Orton. Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like if Logan Paul is in the match, then you're going to have that hype for when Kevin Owens gets allowed in after that press conference.
Yeah.
Right?
So...
Because then he knows he's in trouble.
What do you think about the women?
Naomi's eliminated first.
You think Naomi's getting eliminated first?
Who else is in this match?
So Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Naomi, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton.
If it was me... Like, are we saying who's getting eliminated first? Who's winning?
Who's eliminated first?
So I said Becky Lynch was winning. Did anybody else have any other winner?
I think it's either going to be Becky or Raquel.
I think Becky wins, but I think it's going to come down to her and Tiffany Stratton.
I do too. I Liv Morgan is the dark horse.
I think Raquel's going to get eliminated first.
I'm with you, Trek.
Raquel Rodriguez is the dark horse.
Yep.
I think she's getting eliminated first.
I think she'll do a good job in there. I think she'll have a good showing, but I don't think she's going to last past the first elimination.
I would not have her win the fucking Battle Royal just to fucking eliminate her first. No, that's not happening.
Especially after going through what she went through with that allergic reaction to what she
did.
And I don't think... I hear you, but I don't think that's playing into it. I think that Liv Morgan may be the first one to go.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, Naomi will start the match. I don't know the other person.
I think to start the match...
It'll probably be Naomi and Liv Morgan starting it.
I'm going to throw this out there. They're going to do a first ever. They're going to do a first ever. The first two black women to face each other in a foreign country in WWE in a pay-per-view.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Bianca Belair.
Bianca.
They're going to do that. They're going to do that catering that we so.
And they're going to look around the ring at the audience and cry.
But I don't think they're not going to get as big a pop as this is going to be for the at-home people.
I feel like you might get, if those two start, you might get that like sign of respect. They go up, they talk to each other, shake each other's hands, and they start to beat the shit out of each other.
Yep.
but for me, there's a clear winner. It's like
it's Becky.
Yeah.
Becky's the clear winner for sure, 100%.
And I feel like the third entrant, I would put Raquel.
Yep, and then let her dominate.
And then either Liv Morgan or Stratton. I think I would put Becky Lynch entering last.
No, because if she's going to win it, I wouldn't put her in last. I'd put her, like...
I don't know. Remember Cody Rhodes won the fucking Royal Rumble and he entered
Yeah, and then Becky Lynch doesn't win the title because she didn't have to fucking do anything for...
I don't think they're going to harp on, like, entrance as, like, the reason someone doesn't win. Because I have a feeling everybody in this match will enter before anybody gets eliminated.
Oh, of course.
I agree.
I think everybody... I think that's the same in the men's match. But
I also feel like holding Becky Lynch off, you kind of build anticipation.
I think it's actually good. I think it's Stratton who enters last.
It could be. I'm not against any of them.
Is anybody in this match Australian? Or in some way Australian?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well then who gives a shit?
And then I could see, here's something I could see. I could see Tiffany actually winning Money in the Bank this year, cashing out on Becky.
Okay.
It all depends on how fast they want to move with her.
Let's focus on one pay-per-view at a time.
I really prefer they don't move fast with her, because every fucking woman they move fast with ends up shit.
Yep. Just slow. Don't.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
Don't give her flowers now. She's not winning. She's not winning the WrestleMania, and she's not winning the Money in the Bank.
She's not winning this match.
You're probably going to see Naomi win the Money in the Bank. I can wholeheartedly see that. 100%. See.
Well, I think like since her return and stuff, they'll probably treat her decently.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I don't think she's going to be the first eliminated.
No.
They're probably going to pull that story of she never really officially lost her title because she had to relinquish it because of injury.
They're going to do the fucking... Remember when everybody wanted Liv Morgan to win the Elimination Chamber a couple years ago? They're going to do the same fucking thing. They're going to try to get her over because she can't fucking get over the hump. That whole fucking... She's too small... The Alexa Bliss
will turn into Alexa Bliss, which she is kind of.
Yeah. So
like
I will say this, and I know she is way too small. She's not the fucking Queen of Extreme, to say the least. But she has gotten better over time. She just doesn't.
Liv Morgan is not terrible.
No.
She's a solid 6 or 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't go 7. She's not a 7 for sure in terms of wrestling.
If you're talking 7, that's probably Becky. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'd give Becky. I'd say in ring, Becky's a 7.5. Yeah. On the best day, she's an 8. If you combine it with her like talking, she might be an 8.5 at best, right? But Liv Morgan, I think she's a 6 in the ring. You add some of her mic skills and like the fact that a lot of people like her. At most, she'll be a 7.
Yeah.
That's pushing it.
I know it is.
He's just appeasing Trek.
Sure.
Yeah. Naomi, she'll get a nice little run. I don't think she'll be in there too long. She may be the second one to go. I think she might be the second one to go. She won't be the first. But she's going to lose strong. She's not going to lose by squash.
Yeah. She's got to go down fighting.
I think the final 2 will be Raquel Rodriguez and Becky Lynch. Tiffany Stratton will probably be the third or the second to last. Bianca Belair is going to lose. Tiffany Stratton's going to beat her. Yeah, she might even be the third one eliminated. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I could go a multitude of ways, but Becky Lynch is going to be in the last.
She's going to be in the final 2.
Yep. I could see Liv Morgan and Naomi eliminated first, and then have Bianca, Raquel, Stratton, and Becky have Bianca eliminate Stratton or vice versa.
Yeah,
you might even have Becky and Bianca.
I think that's what Bianca Belair's first.
Does anybody really care about Raquel?
I kind of do. I think she's one of the better ones.
I think she's got a back.
Yeah,
I think she can wrestle. She's not too bad.
For me, she's 6.5.
Yeah, she's
don't care
about Liv Morgan.
I actually don't see much in terms of ceiling. I don't see much.
No, I hear you, but I think Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair. That's going to be Tiffany Stratton's first big feud. Is going to be Bianca Belair. And that might actually be the WrestleMania match.
And you'll probably see they might do something with Naomi and someone, either Raquel or Liv Morgan.
I think Naomi may be wrestling for a title soon. But Naomi, she might be in the Andre the Giant, whatever, Young Battle Royal, or whatever the fuck they call it now. Because they're back on that Battle Royal stuff, which they were at WrestleMania before. I don't mind. And that was even before they did the Andre thing. They did a WrestleMania 1, I think they had...
What's the woman's version of Andre?
It was going to be Fabulous Moolah, but then Snickers got mad.
Yeah.
Should be China's communist camp.
So yeah, that I see. They could go a plethora of ways. Just start doing something with the women's division. They have an opportunity to build some feuds in here.
See, that's why I can't really, like, I look at the card, I'm like, oh, it's underwhelming for a PLE, but, like, it's kind of what I want in terms of you throw a bunch of matches together, but the matches you have are kind of building blocks for the future. And if the future is WrestleMania, as that's the next pay-per-view, this is kind of what you need.
Right. I know that Raquel and Liv Morgan were tag team champions for a while. Could be a story in there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Naomi lost the tag titles to... I think.
No, she vacated them.
Oh, that's right.
Sasha Banks will return.
Yeah, that's when she vacated them. She dropped them off on...
Sasha Banks.
Oh, yeah, it was Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks will return. She's under the mat the entire time.
That would be so fucking dumb. I would fucking lose my shit. Not in a good way either. But yeah. So
every time there's a pay-per-view, I'm going to say Sasha Banks is returning.
There is a real opportunity to build some storyline here.
Yeah.
With both of these men's matches. This one I just don't care. I like Rhea Ripley, but I don't
care about the women's matches. Any of them, to be honest.
Right. So with that said, I have nothing else. You got anything else to add?
Nope.
Trek?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Basement, you got any final thoughts?
No. Tomorrow, though, we may either do HCGM or a watch along for the Elimination Chamber, or combine them together somehow.
No. Unless we do a simulation of the chamber while we do the watch along,
I'd be down for that because I'm not watching this fucking shit until then anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow morning when I get up.
After he brings Wendy to her friend's house.
Well, she's got to call first, but yes. And then I'm just gonna sit around the house and watch wrestling all day.
I do have one thing to say.
There it is.
He's fat! These nuts. Got him!
If we don't do HGGM tomorrow, we're probably combining it with No Bucks Given again. In some way, we'll get it up this week, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Before
I'm
next
definitely
week.
down with combining it with No Bucks Given because, again, we don't have
So
much
again,
else to
there's
talk
not much.
about.
I mean, there's talking points, but whatever.
Same
Anyways, we'll converse with everybody and find out what we're doing.
Yep.
And then we'll do that.
You're in control, sir.
Yep. All right. Everybody have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. All right, that's enough now.
I didn't do it that time.
I don't give a fuck.
This is why you just need to leave it.